that's very important, I think, to visualize, because usually stakeholders are powerful people and they have their visions. And until something is not drawn or sketched or visualized in any way, everything seems possible. And what's the problem? The problem is that usually the project gets bigger and much more complicated than we thought in the beginning.
From your experience, is there a fast and easy and efficient way that we can share with the digital transformation managers so they can use that technique to align stakeholders? Is there anything you can advise them?
It's in one word: design. Sorry to be design-centric. This is probably of my specialty. But I would not say it's just design, but it's fast iterative prototyping in which we can really see and test quickly what we have.
And I believe that process, and please elaborate, I believe that process helps to make that goal super clear, or maybe not super clear, but clearer. I don't know.
I would say in the beginning it looks much different because there are so many needs that first design usually is cluttered and there's a lot of things, but this is a first point to start to decide.
Yeah, and then like, let's say that idea only exists in their minds, and then they start talking to you, and you kind of start creating the visualization of what they say. And only then they can actually iterate that process. Only then they can see that maybe that wasn't exactly the thing that they had in mind, and then you give them an option to actually correct the way they were thinking, right?
Yes, and this is very important to do upfront. So in many cases, the design is performed along already development because managers want to speed up everything. But if you do that this way, you can end with not the best interface. Let's put it in these words.
How do you work with the stakeholders so they compromise the things that are good for them and they do not compromise on the things that are not good for them?
I think it's the best and the ultimate solution is user testing, because we can really find like strong arguments for them to compromise. But if the stakeholders are kind of UX conscious, I would say, it's not that needed in the beginning because they already know, for example, that 20 elements in the main navigation, that's too much, and they need to somehow discuss the space.
Okay, so if I was the stakeholder, I would use that relationship with you, and whatever you're sharing through the software or just in conversations, and then I can take that and I can show it to other stakeholders, right? Because it's super difficult to just explain what are you doing there in this project. It's impossible to explain, but you can actually show them. You can actually align stakeholders, right? And then that like a very obvious benefit for the digital transformation manager.
It is, because when you can show the prototype or even a static screen, something magical happens. Like there are no infinite pixels and infinite like text areas in the system. It happens that we need to choose, and like everyone can see that. Like it's the worst thing with design. Like it's you don't have to be a designer to see that this is wrong, and I hate it, but it happens often that I need to draw a wrong thing so that people can see it and say no to it. This is natural.
Yeah, but I think this is the whole point of it, just to make it possible to show to the right people and make the ideas tangible. Because like writing a text, first of all, nobody has time to read the text. And, like this is a cliche, but one picture is worth 1,000 words, right? So you can either read some abstract text for 15 minutes or see a screen in 10 seconds and know if this is what you really want, need, and what you feel is right.
So
this is the totally different level of cooperation.